Well, hello and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to talk about how to project your voice so that you have to work less hard with your vocal cords to be heard more. Let's talk about projection. It depends on what genre you sing in. I sung in opera before, and singing professional opera means you don't have any electronic amplification. You don't usually use a microphone. It's just the space, the room, wherever the hall you're in. And if there's an orchestra, you have to sound over the orchestra in order to be heard. And so that's when it becomes really important to project. But also when you sing pop and, for example, you sing a ballad, even if you are using the microphone, here's why you would want to project. You want to have this range of dynamics. Singing very intimately. So when I'm singing low, I sing intimately. I sing high and low. See, when you sing lower, you want to be more intimate. However, when I get to the chorus, I don't want to sound like I don't have any power. This is the chorus. But what I want is really more. This is the chorus, and I want to sound more brilliant. So you want to project out in some scenarios. In order to do that, what we need to do is create more space. Where do we need that space? Now, anything that can help amplify the sound waves that the vocal cords create, because that's all they do. They really create the frequency that then you can direct. The sound waves can be directed. So think about opening throat, lifting soft palate, but above all, I always focus on the sound of the vowel. So for example, when you have an ah sound or an aw sound, I focus on having it as round as and open as possible, the sound of it. So instead of which is very nasal, I try to make a nice open ah. Right now it sounded more like an So, and I'm showing you what it looks like. You can see that little uvula. It will move along because it's attached to the soft palate, but it is important to stand in front of the mirror, for example, and just to check, is that throat nice and open? And what I feel helps my students the most is the sound of the vowel and not thinking about like what to do with the tongue or the soft palate, because that is sometimes hard to access. Let's talk about aw, same thing. Instead of not utilizing space that I could be creating. So I'm using lips to enlarge the space. Think a little bit of fish lips. You don't want to be weird or unnatural, but instead of you want to go aw. And also you want to open up the mouth just a bit more, not to where you dislocate your jaw, but you want to give it that space that is still comfortable, but that creates the sound of aw and not okay? So and so on. You can just open up, and the same goes for all the other vowels. Now an E, you may think an E is not open naturally, which is true, but instead of very, very nasal, the E is actually open in the back of your throat. So that soft palate can be lifted, and you can still shape the sound of an E. Now, when we speak, we don't say E. It's not nasal. It's actually E. There is space back here. I can actually project, and it's all about utilizing more space, more, just give it room. so that the sound waves can be amplified. Now, another thing that plays a role is the subglottal compression. So if you have good support, that air that travels through the vocal cords has some density, versus not being very supported, and then it's a breathy sound and it's not a very focused sound. So you want to make sure as you're doing this, in order to project, you really want to eliminate excess breathiness so that you can actually translate all the air that you're using into the actual frequency and the sound and the brilliant overtones. It's really all about adding more overtones so that you have to work less hard with the vocal cords and have that brilliance. Adding vibrato, by the way, also adds more brilliance because you are oscillating the pitch, which means there are even more overtones, more frequencies added to the tone, which then, of course, makes it just stick out even more. And if you are a high voice, singing higher, usually if you do what I just said, you have to work so much less hard when singing high because it automatically sticks out. You don't have to force it. Singing high automatically sticks out in comparison to all the lower frequencies that are going on. So if you're in a choir and you're singing a high voice, don't sweat it. You don't have to push it when you sing high. It's automatically going to stick out. Thanks for watching. If you want to consider working with me intensively, I have my 6-month Vocal Mastery Lab program. It's the most intense way you can currently work with me. It's a lot of one-on-one attention where we have a chat app where we touch base on a daily basis. You're also going to be part of a group. If you want to check it out, the link is below. It's only for singers who are very serious. Doesn't mean you have to be a professional, but you have to be serious about wanting to turn your voice into a powerful instrument. And you have to be dedicated because I really only want to work with people who are going to put in some work. Doesn't mean hours a day, but very consistently, and put the things I teach to use so that you then can control your voice instead of being dictated by the limitations. Have a great day. I hope to see you soon. Until next time, always keep a song in your heart and always keep on singing. Ready for a new exercise? Bottom pitch with a lip trill in chest voice, and then the higher pitches in head voice. Try to bring out the resonance by singing into the mask. Be